So there's again this issue. So I have to cut it in middle and then start it as part three. So I hope we will be finishing it up in this part three at least. So it's we just left with having the pre-checks and running end to end. So let's do that. But yeah, as I think it's bandwidth issue, so I'm just stopping the video so you can all just concentrate on the content and then yes, we will finish it up in part three. Yes, so let me quickly open the studio. Okay, so here I just explained till the pre-checks part. So in the pre-checks, what exactly I'm doing here is before I run the process, first I have to ensure that my application, which is BotsDNA application, is closed before it actually runs the process, right? If there is any application that's open, it will close it. Okay. So one is that just use the close application and indicate that application on the screen. So that's one thing. And the next thing is if there is an input file already in the downloads folder, we have to delete it, right? We have to delete that file from the downloads folder. So how you can actually do that checking? So you have to do file exist or not. You have to check if the file exists in that location or not. So we already know what is the path of it. This is the path of it. The downloads location. Sorry, this is the path. We will check whether that input file is there in this location or not. Okay. So once if it's there, we will just check boolean exists. Okay. So just we will just give the variable. It is already boolean because we've declared from here. So there's some error that's showing the str user profile is not declared. Okay, so what we can do, we can just copy this from here and then you can just paste it over here. So it will be defined now. Correct. So we just got that and we are checking if this exists or not. If the file exists in that location, if there is this file exists, that means Boolean exists, right? If this Boolean exists output is true, then we are going to delete the file. So directly just take this delete file, copy and paste here, right? That's it. We are going to delete the file. Otherwise, we are just going with the next steps. It means nothing, right? So which is going into the process. So where I am going to keep this pre-check is you can either keep it here, like you can just directly pre-check, you can do it here, or you can also do it in the initialization. Okay, I would suggest keep it in the initialization because that's it, that's the place where you close if there's any open application, you delete some files and all of that. So just cut this from here and then go to initialization. But if you're confused like why we are doing it initialization, you can also do it in the process as well. That's also not an issue. But if you see in the initialization, we try to do all of these things, whatever the killing is there, right? Whatever the kill process and clear everything, initializing the applications, everything we do it here. So I would prefer as a best practice to keep the pre-check over here. Okay, done. Perfect. That's it. So now we are done with this. So what I am going to do, I will just execute this end to end. So we can just give me a second. Okay, so let's run end to end. Run file. Okay, so as we don't have any logs, so we can't see anything coming in the logs. But yeah, you can just keep logs also, maybe just at the beginning, at the ending, at everywhere, wherever you want the logs to be executed. Okay, so we'll just go to studio. Okay, initializing is happening, initializing settings. I think it might be checking at the close application because it will check if the application is there or not before it has to close, right? So yes, this is a expected error. So this close application, right? So this is a system exception because let's go to this right? So if you see here, this particular close application will work like it doesn't have that capability, right? So if the particular application is not open, it's going to throw a exception, right? So in order to ignore, you have to either do continue on error. Okay, either you have to do that, otherwise you can just enclose it into try catch and all of that, but we will talk about it later. But just for time being, you can just keep continue on error true. And also to not wait for much longer time here, we'll just keep it 3 seconds. So if this application is not open, then directly it will, even though there's an application exception, it will continue it. Okay, it's just we'll run it once again. So because of this, you've learned how you can actually continue on error in some cases when there's an expected error, right? So once after that is done, we will open the application and we will download the file. Okay. Okay, there's an error again. So if you see it's happening in a loop, right? So just let's stop this execution and see what went wrong. So these kind of errors actually help us to, like see what's happening in the process, right? So let's go to process and download the file. Just click on the debug. Keep on downloading. Let's understand why. And let me close this all Chromes which were opened. Okay. So let us understand what's happening. So for that purpose, I'll just do a debug of this so we can see what is happening over here. Okay. So let's debug the file. Okay, so we went to get transaction. Okay, I haven't aligned this with respect to, okay, I haven't aligned it with respect to linear framework. I thought I did. Okay, so if there's anyone who don't know or who haven't watched the previous video, you can also do it from here. I'll quickly do it. So I'm just taking in transaction item from here, in transaction number dot equals. So this is the thing for converting the framework into linear. I'm just putting that over here. Okay, that's it. Okay, let's do it again. Okay, so okay, now it goes into the transaction and it goes into process. I think something went wrong here, so that's where it keep on doing the things again and again. Let's check that. What is the issue? Okay, it went there. We'll try to click. Okay, it got downloaded. What is the user profile? Move the file. Okay, delete the file. Perfect. So it has added the item into the queue. Read them. Okay, so the workbook does not exist. There's an issue from here. So which is current directory data input. Okay, so here I'm just using the data slash input. There's a folder, but you also have to give the path of the Excel, right? So just stop this. So you can understand, right? Like what exactly went wrong, which caused this issue. So you just have to keep this to input slash input dot xlsx because it's a workbook path. Okay, so now let's come back and do the debug. So ideally now what it has to do in the pre-check, it has to close this application, right? So let's see if it closes or not. So started, so it has closed the application that which is already opened, and also it should delete the files. I probably think it might have deleted, but better we can just check it as well. So in the downloads, we have deleted input file because that's the file which we will be referring to, right? So what has deleted the input file? These are the duplicates. So let's delete them as well, but it doesn't matter even if it's there because we will be referring to input.xlss, right? So just go to the process, download it and move it and yeah, move the file and delete the file. Once after that's done, we are adding the items into the queue, right? So let's check that one. Mm, okay, I think it's done. Let me check the items in the queue. Okay, let me go to this and check the queue items. So we can see loans queue. It has added 77 items. Perfect. This is what is expected, right? So perfect. So now you got the clarity, right? So I have implemented the linear framework also, and we have executed it once. So if you execute it again 77 items will be added into the queue. So if you want, I can just quickly run the file and we can see first this gets deleted, this get closed, right? So you can just see that got closed and it will open the bots.dna again and the input file got deleted. Now it come to the application. It will click on input. It will download the file and from the downloaded location, it will move that file into the required location where it is accessing from, and then it will fetch from there and then add it into the queue. So till here we comprise it as a dispatcher option. Okay, that's so I believe it's breaking now because I will also tell you one more point here why it's happening. It's good to know, like if there are errors, we'll try to learn more things. So I believe it's gonna fail at this portion where download, maybe at this portion it may fail because once after it clicks on the file and try to download, it takes some time to download, right? So maybe because of that. So what you do is after you click on this file, you just keep a delay after because it will take some time to download, right? So just give some delay after like 5,000. I believe this will be delay time will be in milliseconds. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. So like that, you can actually do this. I hope this video is useful to you because we've covered the linear framework here and we've done, let's run it one more time and see what is happening. So we've used the linear framework. We've built the linear framework. We have seen how the bot will, do the pre-checks. That means closing the applications, deleting the pre-existing files so that it always refers to the proper files, right? And also we have seen how we can do the best practices, how we can do the concatenation of the paths by using path.combine and all of that, right? So perfect. It has executed perfectly without any error. So let's go back to our transactions. Okay, and then I'll check it over here in the queue. So ideally it should be another 77 should come over here. Let's see. From outside it's 77. Let's go inside and see. 154. Perfect, right? So this is what it's expected out of this particular fee, demo. So I hope you understood what I actually mean by this. So here I actually wanted to demonstrate complete things like from end to end, like how you do the solutioning, how you design the frameworks like dispatcher framework and the performer framework, and also how you do the pre-checks and how you establish the exception handling and all of that. And I also showed a little bit of debugging. So this covers the linear framework of the dispatcher. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how we will pick it the transaction from the queue, and how you will process each and every transaction in the transactional process using RE framework, right? So that end to end I'm going to show in the next video. So if you like this video, please do watch all the parts, because I know it got cut in the middle because of abrupt disconnections. So I hope I'm really sorry for the inconvenience. I hope you follow up all these videos and get full idea about it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye. If you haven't subscribed, then do subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.